Hello dear students, welcome to our channel. இந்த வீடியோல என்ன பார்க்க போறோம் அப்படினா 10th standard Englishல Proseல இருக்கக்கூடிய half yearly examinationக்கான important questions எதுன்றத பார்க்க போறோம். இத பார்க்கிறதுக்கு முன்னால நீங்க இன்னும் நம்ம சேனலை subscribe பண்ணலைனா மறக்காம subscribe பண்ணிட்டு இந்த வீடியோக்கு ஒரு லைக் போட்டுட்டு உங்க फ्रेंड्स கூடயும் ஷேர் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. சோ இந்த 7 Proseலயும் இருக்கக்கூடிய important questions எதுன்றதை இப்ப பார்க்கலாம். Prose 1. What did the young bird do to seek the attention of his parents? At first, the young bird pretended to fall asleep. Later, it uttered a low cackle and kept calling sadly. Why did the seagull fail to fly? The seagull failed to fly because he was afraid to fly. The triple star போட்டதுனா ரொம்ப முக்கியமான questions. What prompted the young seagull to fly finally? The mother seagull showed a piece of fish. Maddened by hunger, he dived at the fish. Thus, natural bird instinct and urge for survival prompted the young seagull to fly finally. What made the young seagull go mad? The young seagull was very hungry and his mother did not feed him. It made the young seagull go mad. How was the young seagull's first attempt to fly? இது ரொம்ப முக்கியமான question. The young seagull's first attempt to fly was a failure because he was afraid to fly. Did the mother bird offer any food to the young bird? No, the mother bird did not offer any food to the young bird. Why did the young bird utter a joyful scream? The young bird uttered a joyful scream when he saw his mother picking up a piece of fish and later when he began to fly. How did the parents support and encourage the young bird's brothers and sisters? The parents supported them by perfecting their flight and teaching them how to skim and surf the waves and how to dive for fish. What was the first catch of the young seagull's older brother? Herring fish was the first catch of the young seagull's older brother. Prose 2. What woke up the mother? Slamming of the doors by the narrator and his brother. இது ரொம்ப முக்கியமானது. Who were the narrator's neighbors? Mr. Bardwell and his wife. Why did Herman and the author slam the doors? Because of their fear of the ghost. Who used the zither and how? The narrator's pet Kinia pig used the zither to sleep on it. How did the cops manage to enter the locked house? The cops entered the locked house by breaking the front door. What was the grandfather wearing? The grandfather was wearing a long flannel nightgown over woolen pants, nightcap and leather jacket. What did the narrator think the unusual sound was? The narrator thought that the unusual sound was by his father or his brother Roy or a burglar or a ghost. What does the term circumnavigation mean? Circumnavigation means to travel around the world in a ship. Who mentored the crew? Commander Dilip Dande mentored the crew. What does INSV stand for? INSV stands for Indian Naval Ship Vessel. When was INSV Tarini commissioned to Indian Navy? INSV Tarini was commissioned to the Indian Navy service on 18th February 2017. Who is Tara Tarini? Tara Tarini is the patron deity for sailors. She is worshipped for safety and success at sea. It is the Indian Navy's second sailboat. It was named after Tara Tarini temple in Odisha. Mention the special features of INSV Tarini. This is a mukkiyamaana question. It encouraged the use of environment-friendly, non-conventional renewable energy resources. It collected and updated meteorological, ocean and wave data for weather forecasts. It also collected data for monitoring marine pollution on high seas. How many days did it take to complete the expedition? 254 days. What sort of training did the crew undergo before their expedition? The crew underwent some theoretical courses. They were trained to repair things, deal with emergencies. They underwent basic sail training courses in Mumbai and sailed on INSV Madhi to Mauritius and also to Cape Town. Mention the celebrations which the crew enjoyed during their expedition. Diwali and birthdays. What festival ni ketangana Diwali nu eludum. Which factor motivated the crew to undertake their expedition? The national policy to empower women to attain their full potential motivated the crew to undertake this expedition. The prayers of the entire country also gave a moral support and motivated to fulfill this expedition. Fourth chapter, fourth prose. Why was the attic a favorite place for the children? The attic was a favorite place for the children because they seemed to be in a world of their own. Who were Aditya's ancestors? Aditya's ancestors were Jamindars. What was the daily routine of Sanyal? Sanyal went to Nagan uncle's tea shop. He had tea and biscuits there and paid for them. What did Aditya offer Sanyal? Aditya offered Sanyal 150 rupees. Where was Nagan uncle's shop? Nagan uncle's shop was next to a grocery shop and opposite to Lord Shiva's temple. What was the condition of the attic? The wall of the attic had crumbled. The attic had been the worst hit by wind and weather. The floor was strewn with twigs, straw and pigeon droppings. How did Sanyal show that he had a sense of self-respect? Sanyal showed his sense of self-respect by paying money for his tea and biscuits in the tea shop. Why did Aditya decide to visit his ancestral house? Aditya decided to visit his ancestral house to get the medal which he had hidden from Sanyal. What was engraved on the medal? Sriman Sasanga Sanyal Special Prize for Recitation 1948 was engraved on the medal. Fifth prose. How many people in India suffer with disability? In India, around 2.7 crore people live with any kind of disability. According to the 2011 census, 2.21% of India's population are disabled. What devices help David to move from one place to another? The electric wheelchair and AAC with head switches helps David to move from one place to another. How does David operate computers with the Liberator communication device? David operates computer with the Liberator communication device by controlling it with his eye movements. How did Kim help Alisa? Kim helps Alisa to use drag and dictate. It helps to transfer the speech into words on the screen. What are the benefits of the internet to the common man? We can use internet to learn new things, to communicate, to reserve. இது வந்து ஜெனரலா நீங்களே வந்து எழுதலாம். இன்டர்நெட் எப்படிலாம் யூஸ் பண்றோம்னு சொல்லிட்டு. அப்புறம் which software helps Alisa அப்படின்னா drag and dictate. Which devices are controlled using Act 4 controller? TV, Blu-ray and music players. Which instrument does David control அப்படின்னா Liberator communication device. Why is technology important according to David? According to David, technology enables him to communicate and be independent. Sixth prose. What did M. Hamel say about the French language? Mr. Hamel said that French was the most beautiful, clearest and most logical language. What was Franz sorry for? Franz sorry for not learning his lessons. How many years had Hamel been in the village? 40 years. What kind of news was usually put up on the notice board? All the bad news such as lost battles, drafts and orders. When and how did M. Hamel bid farewell to the class? When the church clock struck 12, he wrote Vive la France on the blackboard and M. Hamel bid farewell to the class. Why did France need to go to the school that day? France needed to go to school that day because M. Hamel told that he was going to ask questions on participles which he did not know. What were the various things that tempted Franz to spend his day outdoors? Things that tempted Franz were warm and bright outdoors, chirping of birds and drilling of Prussian soldiers. Other than the students who were present in the class, Old Hauser, the former mayor, the former postmaster and several others. Seventh prose. Who arrested Smith? What were the charges against him? Inspector Martin arrested Smith for murdering his nephew Victor and his attempt to kill Holmes. How was Holmes able to look sick? The 3 days of fasting and the makeup. Who is Mr. Culverton Smith? Mr. Culverton Smith is a planter. He lives in Sumatra. He killed his nephew Victor for property. What were the instructions given by Holmes to Watson? Holmes instructed Watson to persuade Smith to meet him by saying about his illness. He also asked Watson to return before Smith and hide in the next room. Why didn't Holmes let Watson examine him? If Watson examined Holmes, he would find that Holmes was not ill. So Holmes did not let Watson examine him. Why didn't the landlady call the doctor? Holmes did not allow the landlady to call the doctor. Who was Mrs. Hudson? Why was she worried? Mrs. Hudson was the landlady of Sherlock Holmes. She was worried about the illness of Holmes. So total 60 questions. இது கம்மி பண்ணி தான் கொடுத்துருக்கேன். இன்னும் நம்ம டோட்டலாக ஓவராலாக பார்த்தோம்னா மோர் தென் 100 கொஷின்ஸ் இருக்குது. இந்த 16 கொஷின்ஸை மட்டும் நீங்கள் அட்லீஸ்ட் நல்லா தரவாக படிச்சுக்கிறீங்க. தேங்க்யூ.